Hello friends, welcome to CNS Viewpoint. Today we are going to discuss a very serious issue which is about the Russian attack on Ukraine. So, have you ever heard about funding gap or resource crunch when it comes to military or religion? I was reading a news few days back that part of a temple in Varanasi has been converted or made of gold now. So, but why? Why have we invested this kind of money? Whether it is a temple or it's a church or it is a gurudwara or it is a mosque or it is any kind of religious institution, the only purpose should be in any sane society to serve the best of interest of humankind, and not any other purpose, not political purpose, not any other purpose. So if gurudwaras are used to conduct langars, this is really very appreciable and commendable. Around the world you will find gurudwaras are serving langars, and in many gurudwaras I have seen that people can go and stay also. In Delhi I have seen a gurudwara where near Connaught Place, Baba's Bangla Sahab, that where even healthcare services are provided at very nominal rate or free. So lot of social welfare and public service is happening in gurudwaras, and this is actually the kind of thing which all religious institutions should be doing, and not investing in things like putting gold and putting or wasting money at all. We don't have enough money. So we have never heard of funding crunch when it comes to religion or military, because maybe patriotism and religious fanaticism blinds us. But if you look at tuberculosis, if you look at the fight against to end AIDS, fight to end tuberculosis, fight to end malaria, fight to end neglected tropical diseases, or fight to end poverty, hunger, gender inequality, sexual and reproductive health and rights, to ensure sexual and reproductive health and rights to every human being, and other climate, for example, you will find on every development issue there is a huge funding gap, funding crunch. Why? So issues which are really important and directly impact people's lives have perpetual funding gap. Rather, you will not find any issue where those working on that issue are saying that they have enough of resources now and they do not need any single penny anywhere. So for example, if you look at tuberculosis, we have perpetual funding gap, whether it comes to TB prevention, TB treatment, TB diagnostics, or TB services, or other, for example, research and development of new TB prevention techniques, for example, vaccines and others, or TB diagnostics, more effective, more efficient TB diagnostics or TB treatment therapies which are less toxic, which are better, more effective, shorter, etc. So we have chronic funding gap which is holding us back in the fight against TB. That is one of the impediments for sure, and we can talk more about it, but maybe in some other viewpoint. But if you look at HIV, similar situation. We have, if you look at HIV prevention budget, HIV prevention, HIV diagnostics, HIV treatment and care and support, or HIV research and development, whether it is prevention research or treatment research or development of new vaccines. There is always a funding gap, whether it is diabetes, same situation in diabetes, heart disease, stroke, cancers, chronic respiratory diseases, mental health. So you will not find probably a single issue where development issue which actually affects lives where we do not have any funding gap. But when it comes to religion or army or military, you will find there is no funding gap, and it looks like that there is no funding gap. And even countries which are so struggling, taking bank loans like from international banks like the World Bank and Asian Development Bank, etc., or AIIB, Asian Infrastructure and Investment Bank of China. So you will find that those countries or from other loans from other places, they are investing enormous amount of money in defense, in army, when their own people are dying of very preventable health issues, very preventable development challenges. So they don't need an enemy from outside to attack their borders, but rather the enemy is the policy, the lack of policy harmonization. On one hand, they promise sustainable development where no one is left behind, and on another hand, they are not investing enough on things which really matter to people, to keep them healthy and to ensure sustainable development and progress where no one is left behind. So I would like to say this because this is really sad. We people in Ukraine, whatever the issue of, for example, of NATO is contentious, there are long, complex challenges and conflicts. They need to be resolved via dialogue. That's the only way. War is never a solution for resolving any problem, and it has to be via the means of dialogue and more peaceful means. It cannot be war in any sane society. Remember, friends, just before a week or two, when this Ukraine-Russia conflict took the spotlight, we were talking of coronavirus. In COVID-19, the virus has made us clear that the only way out of the pandemic is we stick together as global humanity. And it is not possible for rich nations to end COVID-19 just by vaccinating their own population and providing booster after booster. They can't do that. So if we have to end the acute phase of COVID-19, we have to vaccinate the population worldwide in a timely manner, provide boosters worldwide to whosoever requires them. So this is important. But this is, despite realizing this, governments go ahead in making decisions which are forcing people to take more risk of being seriously injured, gravely harmed, of dying, of course, if it matters at all, then getting infected with corona, such as Russia-Ukraine. But Russia-Ukraine is not solitary example. Look at Syria, look at South Sudan, look at what happened in Tonga, look at Afghanistan, look at Iraq. There are so many challenges, and US can't be absolved of this. And other countries, look within. What about who forced the farmers, thousands and hundreds of thousands of farmers, to protest for more than a year outside the borders of Delhi to demand the rollback of 3 anti-farmer, anti-people laws? It was government of India which pushed anti-farmer laws during the pandemic lockdown period. Same goes for if you look at Myanmar, what happened in Myanmar, what happened in Philippines and other nations. So government policies need to be in harmonization, in harmony with its talk on loud talk on sustainable development where no one is left behind, so that we are really able to deliver on those promises, and we do not fall short of resources where every penny matters most. So, for example, health and development, and not war or religion, etc., unless it is for people's service. So, with these words and wishing for more sanity, I'll end today's CNS Viewpoint, and tomorrow again I'll be back with our thoughts and views and perspectives on something that we respect. Bye till then.